Yeah,
Oh, okay, great.
What do you want?
Phyllis was actually at the game.
This coming season, it's 70 years since that disaster, because it happened in 1946. And we remember 33 people who lost their lives that day. An incredible story really, because there were so many people at that game that most people at the match didn't even realise there had been a disaster. And the match continued, and the concern was for people who'd heard about the disaster back at home that their loved ones could have been involved, and it was only when their loved ones appeared back at home that they realised that they were safe. So it was a real tragedy. And as a consequence of that disaster, there were some ground regulations that were changed. So Bolton Wanderers has been part of the history of making grounds safer as a consequence of that tragedy all the way back in 1946. But we feel that this year, because of the 70th anniversary, we had to mark it in a more significant way. So we're delighted that through our friends at Macron, we're able to produce this very special shirt that has throughout the shirt the names of the 33 people, and also in this wonderful presentation box that tells the story of the actual disaster itself and all about remembering the 33, but also on the back is about the charity that we are supporting through the sale of this shirt. And it's great to have Phyllis with us. Phyllis, who was actually at that game,
yeah.
And there's footage of Phyllis on the screen here, you'll see her shortly, and she's been carried over the crowd, being helped out the crowd as the crowd crush came along. As a consequence of you being at that game and being here at this launch today, what we're going to ask is if Neil will present you the first shirt in the box. Phyllis.
What do you remember of the day?
Well, it played all right. Then it started, you know, and I tried to get out.
We've seen that photograph of you being carried across the crowd.
Yeah.
What was that like?
I forgot, love.
And it is one of Britain's less well-known stadium tragedies, that's for sure. But yeah, it was the biggest, certainly for 20 years or so.
Yes, and you know, at that time it was probably unheard of. You know, stadium regulations were obviously topped up then after that, and you know, all clubs have their own history and some tragedies, some greater than others, and you know, Bolton's no different. So it's right that we commemorate the memories of these people.